Welcome to Walk With Jesus Bible Study. We're going to be in the book of John, chapter 17, verse 4. I have glorified thee on the earth. I have finished the work which thou gavest me to do. And I'm going to repeat that because this is Jesus speaking. I have glorified thee on the earth. I have finished the work which thou gavest me to do. Jesus could say this confidently because he truly did fulfill everything that God had required him to do before his crucifixion. A time will come where we will also be confident to say we have done all that God has required us to do, provided that we had followed his guidance. Commit your lives to fulfilling the will of God and his eternal blessing. Are we picking up that cross every day and denying ourselves? See, a lot of people say when they follow Jesus and they want to be a Christian and a Christ follower, that that they picked up their cross and now they're following. But are you doing it literally every day? See, a lot of people forget that it says literally every day. That every day, Jesus said, pick up your cross every day. Every day. Not just at one time. And deny yourself. What is the meaning of that? Why does it make sure that he says that every day? Wouldn't you just have to pick it up once and just carry it? The meaning every day means because you're constantly in a war. In a war between good and evil. And every day there's going to be a battle. Whether it's going to be a hardcore battle, a little small battle. Sometimes you're going to take a break and have to eat that lunch. Just like in David and Goliath, where there was a battle between them, but obviously there was a pause because you had people on this side and people on that side of the mountain. And even though the giant was still out there calling them out for 40 days. So there's going to be times in your life where you're going to have a pause, where, it doesn't seem like it's going to be a head-on fight. But the war is not over until God comes. Not until you die or God comes. So just because you have gotten this relationship with Christ and you're on this journey now, not everything is going to be all peaceful. You got to remember, you're in a war. You just became God's soldier. You're part of God's army. So you're to pick up your cross every day. Bury that, carry. It's going to be a burden. It's hard carrying that cross on your back. You're going to be struggling. It's heavy. You're going to get tired. You're going to get weary. But God has you. And just when you don't think you could carry it anymore, there's going to be God's going to pick it up and help you carry it. Just like when Jesus was struggling and he fell. And they made that dude named Simon carry his cross the rest of the way. That is an example that God is telling you that if your cross gets too heavy, too much of a burden for you to carry, do not worry. I will help you carry that cross. But you are to carry it nonetheless. Every day you're to choose. So every day is going to be different. So you don't need to let the devil whispering all the doubts into your head and giving you these thoughts that you have been forsaken, or that I thought because everything was going okay, I got with God and my relationships getting closer, I never felt so better, and I just felt this awesome energy from God, and I just knew this closeness, and now it seems to be fade away. It don't seem so close, and should things be going okay? No, that's the devil getting to you. And if you don't feel God's closer with you, doesn't mean he is letting you go. It just means he realized that you've gotten a little bit stronger. So he's letting go of the back of that bicycle and letting you go on that bike without the training wheels. To see if you got it, but don't worry, he's going to be right there if he was to fall. It means he can trust you. He has faith in you and he believes you. The absence of his presence that you don't feel does not mean that he has deserted you. That is going to be a lie of the devil to make you, to cause doubt, to make your faith fall, and to make you think that God doesn't love you. He's waiting for every chance, and God is also testing to see, will you still hold on to him and just as strong as when you feel his presence right there? Will you keep on in the word? Will you keep on in prayer when you don't feel him near you? You gotta hold on. And the reason why you're supposed to deny yourself every day is because your spirit is living in this fleshy vessel. And that flesh part belongs to the devil. And it's all caught up in its feelings. And it's going to make you feeling some kind of way, this way and that way, and make you think all these things. And your heart is just as deceitful as the devil. You're not to trust in your heart. You're not to trust your flesh, because it both will misguide you and take you down the wrong path and the wrong thing. You need to trust your head. You need to trust God, that he gave you the knowledge and the wisdom to overcome such things. Because the more you stay in this word, the more wisdom and knowledge that you're going to have in your brain, the intelligence that he's going to gift you with, so that you can overcome the lies and the deceit from the devil. That's why you are to deny yourself every day. You got to have control over your flesh. You got to have control over your feelings, because those will very much take you down the wrong path. It will lead you astray. It will make you go into sin. Those feelings can cause you to be in anger and to do wrong things and anger, things that you regret. You don't want to live in your flesh. That's why we need to concentrate and make sure that we're walking in the Spirit. And walking in your Spirit is very easy when you have this word going through your mind every day. When you have your prayers coming out your mouth to God every day. Because when you have that relationship with God, that you're drawing closer to him every day, man, the easiest it is and the lighter that cross becomes. The suffering, man, the peace that you have, no matter what you go through. You see a lot of people that have a real tight relationship with God, and you just imagine that they don't have any kind of suffering, that they're not struggling. That's not very true at all. In fact, they're probably struggling and suffering the most. They just have that peace that you have in knowing that God's got it. They got that joy in knowing that it's okay, because this pain is not everlasting. Because when God comes, the joy that we have in our Father and in heaven and where we're going, that's where that peace comes from. That's where that comfort comes from. You get that, knowing that you have God by your side, that God is always behind you. He's always in front of you. You are surrounded by his protection. You're in this bubble. And knowing that you're in this bubble, that God's got you, and that no actual harm can come to you, man, that's where that joy comes from. That's where that peace comes from. So if you're struggling and you're stressing out and you're worried, why are you carrying all that? God says to give it to him. Take that load off of you. Give it to God. You will no longer be living in that stress. Man, you can walk a lot lighter, because you won't have all those heavy loads. God will carry it for you. Take his yoke.